Good morning again, gang. Still Halloween. Still scary stuff to talk about. I thought I'd put this one out there just to let you know kind of what's running through the squirrel cage here. But some may agree, some may disagree, but getting the conversation started is always important. And I like to make you guys think. Okay. So, most of us, if not all of us, know that come Tuesday, we have the election in Virginia for governor, okay, between Terry McAuliffe and Glenn Youngkin. And pretty much it's going to be a referendum on the Biden administration. Okay, this is going to be the first shot of the 2022 midterms. Okay. Now, there was a survey done in Virginia over the weekend when they surveyed the public, okay, and asked them to choose the top issue in Virginia. And 23% of the people said jobs and economy, kitchen table issue, okay, followed by 19% who said coronavirus, 19% more who said the cost of living, 15% said education. That's 76% of the people. The other 24% are obviously having their head stuck in the sand or have some sort of crazy agenda, whatever it would be. Okay, all the fringe issues. It's like, oh my God, saving the seals is the most important thing we need to do, or whatever the hell it would be. Okay, but the goofy ones, the lunatics out there. Like I said, this is going to be the first shot. Okay, and I think most of us will agree that huge changes are on the horizon for the United States. Okay. And I personally am of the opinion that it's going to be balkanization. All right. So when, not if, balkanization happens, this is what I'd like to see. All right. Now, I guarantee that most of you are not going to agree with everything I propose. Okay. And that's fine. Some of my thoughts are going to inevitably be very controversial. But I want to open the conversation. That's the point. I'd love to hear what you guys would like to see included in a new constitution. Now, what I'm going to talk about here, does it cover everything? Of course not. Okay. But you got to start somewhere, right? Maybe, again, I'm going to say hypothetically here, maybe if enough people got together and put together a platform, somebody who's a lot smarter than this guy could figure out how to implement it. So I wanted to give you what I would put in a new constitution. All right. And again, taking from the current one and updating it to a balkanized, and when I say balkanized, chances are the way I see it happening is red states, blue states. Okay. So this one would obviously be for the red states because the blue states would be pretty much the exact opposite of what I'm going to say. So this is what I would propose, right? First off, because it's the most important one, at least in Virginia, and I'd say probably to everybody else, the economy. All right. So let's start here. Let's reduce taxes by instituting either a flat tax or a national sales tax. And then government cannot borrow money without collateral. In other words, putting us back on the gold standard. Okay. I'd want to change entitlement programs to workfare as opposed to welfare. Okay. You want to collect a check? All right. You're going to go do something, whether it's picking up trash off the side of the highway, cleaning up dog poop in the city park, whatever it's going to be. You're going to do something. You're not going to sit on the couch and play video games and collect a check every month or every week or whatever. I'd want to privatize Social Security. All right. And I know this one's talked about, but it's our money. Social Security is not an entitlement program. We all pay into it for 40, 45, 50 years of our working life before we can finally take out the money. It's not a government handout. Social Security is them giving you your money back. The government that we have now can't manage it. I can manage my money a hell of a lot better than they can. I think that's pretty obvious by the way they run things now. Okay. The other thing I would want to do Economically, eliminate the H-1B program altogether. No more foreign workers. The end. There's way too many foreign workers and way too many unemployed Americans. Okay? End of story. You want to hire foreign workers? Move your company to India, China, Russia, Indonesia, Korea, Vietnam, wherever. Okay? Do that. All right. Cost of living. And again, this goes to taxes. A cap on property tax of 2% of fair market value, not assessed value. And I know everybody's going to say, well, fair market value is more than the assessed value of my property right now. Okay, wait till they change an assessor, and the assessor goes, well, we'll just add a 0 to the end of it, and that's what I'm going to assess your property to be. All right, 2% on what it's actually worth. Okay. Politics, all right, Congress, whatever, the president. Term limits, absolute number 1. A line item veto, absolutely. Okay, this is the way you get rid of all the pork. All right, none of that crap. Voter ID, mandatory, period, no questions. This one, all politicians are forbidden from owning any stock in any particular company. They can own mutual funds, okay, but they cannot own stock in any particular company. And every politician is required to sell anything and everything that they own in individual stocks before being inaugurated. And this is extended to their spouses, their children, their parents, and their siblings. You want to be in politics, no more of this insider trading. I don't want to hear any of this. I don't own anything, but my husband just happened to make some great moves on buying options on Apple this week or whatever. Okay. Education. All right. Screw critical race theory. That's gone. All right. No rewriting history. History is history. You cannot change it. Students get graded on performance only. This is it. All right. No automatic advancement. I'm sorry, I don't care that you went from age 9 to age 10. You don't move to the next grade if you can't do math. You can't read at the correct level. You'll stay there, okay? And you want to be embarrassed that you're 17 years old and sitting in second grade with a bunch of seven-year-olds. Gee, I'm sorry, maybe you should learn how to read, write, and do math, okay? Teaching factual information only. No political spin is allowed. That is grounds for immediate termination, period, okay? You want to be a liberal activist? Go be a liberal activist. Do not be a teacher. End of story. Diversity. End all quotas. All affirmative action. All diversity and inclusion programs. Okay. All special rights for certain groups. In this country, we are all equal in opportunity, not in results. No one gets special treatment. No one gets special privileges. You get what you earn. End of story. No quotas. No nothing like that. All right. You get what you earn. Okay. You are paid what you are worth. And I will say this again, as much as everybody screams about equal pay, nobody's forced you ever to take any job. If you don't think you're getting paid, go find another job. Period. Okay. Country. Only the American flag, the state flag, or in the case of schools, the school flag, and in proper order on a flagpole, are allowed to be flown on any government building or on any school, okay? No BLM flag, no pride flag, no Confederate flag, okay? No, sorry. You're not going to take out one without taking out the other. The only flags that are allowed to be flown are the American flag, the state flag, or the school flag. That's it. Okay. What you fly on your personal property is up to you. But as for things that are paid for by taxes, no. The Constitution. The Constitution is the law of the land. Period. Okay. No changes. The Second Amendment's not being restricted. Freedom of speech. However much it hurts everybody's poor feelings is allowed. Religious freedom will not be interfered with unless it promotes criminal activity, of course, all right? And abortion will only be allowed in the case of rape or incest. That's it, okay? Big tech. All legal speech is allowed, period. Being left, right, or center is allowed. No censorship whatsoever unless a comment violates the law. If you want to be censored, you are no longer allowed to do business in the United States. Goodbye. That's pretty much how that one should work. All right. Freedom of speech extends to the internet. Energy. Reinstate our energy independence. Natural gas, propane, coal, nuclear, solar, wind, all sources of energy. Use them all together. Reopen the coal mines. Reopen the fracking industry. Reopen the nuclear industry. Okay? You use everything. 2 is 1 and 1 is none. You cannot go, all right, we're going to move to 100% solar. No, it doesn't work. That's proven. Okay? We can't go to 100% coal. No, it doesn't work. Use every different aspect we have. Okay? We have the resources. Use them. Immigration. Close the borders for good. Yes, there will be a door for people to immigrate, but anyone here illegally will be automatically and immediately deported. We end chain migration, we end anchor babies, and we end any entitlement programs for immigrants, all right? Just like Mrs. P has, okay? She's not eligible for any sort of entitlement programs until she's been here for 10 years. That will stop, okay? Period. If you're going to come to the United States, very simply, like the citizenship test requires, you have to speak English, you have to renounce any citizenship with any other country, okay, and that's it. Military, all right, now I'm not going to get into nuclear or anything like that because that's, weaponry or anything like that. That's beyond me, how the hell that's going to be decided. Everybody is required to do 2 years, male and female. You turn 18, you got 2 years, all right? That will teach people responsibility, that will let them grow up, that will give them an idea of a direction they want to take their life, okay? Will teach them respect. And it will provide a little bit of service to the country. Sure, I understand that there are people that are not physically capable or mentally capable of doing this. That there would be exceptions, but able-bodied people, 2 years conscription. You serve your country. JFK, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. We need to stick to that. Land ownership. No foreign entity, no foreign individual is allowed to own any land in the country, period. They don't sell it. Upon ratification of a new constitution, they lose it. It's gone. They are no longer the owner. It is taken over by the country. The country can then sell it as need be. Sorry, that's just the way it goes. You are either a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident of the United States. Otherwise, you cannot own property in the United States. This is our country, not the world's country. Law enforcement. All leadership positions, sheriff, police commissioner, district attorney, judges will be elected. No appointments. Okay? Nobody has that power. We are taking that power and giving it back to the people. Other one, capital punishment will be reinstated in all states. Period. You want to be a murderer, you want to be a rapist, you get a needle in the arm. That's where I'd start, guys. I know, like I said, controversial. I guarantee that there's probably something I just said in there that every one of you can find that you disagree with. And that's fine, okay? This is supposed to be our country, not 535 people's who are up in Washington, D.C. This ain't their country alone, okay? The 330 million of us have something to say too. Personally, that would be my platform. I assume all of you have something that you want to add, subtract, multiply, or divide, and go from there. Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what everybody else says, because if we do stuff like this and then can present it to a ruling body or a politician, if you will, maybe stuff like this could start getting implemented once the people who run the show actually know what the people want. Because the scary part is, and I mentioned this the other day, there was an interview that Reagan did with Johnny Carson back in 1975, before he was president. Okay, 80% of the United States only 80% of the, or I'm sorry, only 29% of the United States, the person knows who their representative is in the U.S. House of Representatives. Okay, this was in 1975. Of those 29% of the people, 80% of them could not tell you one thing they stood for. I'd bet it's worse now. When most people don't even know what their politician stands for, and all they do is write down, they elect them based on the R or the D at the end of their name, that's foolish. Okay? The politicians don't know what we stand for, and we don't know what the politicians stand for. It's time we change that. I just wanted to give you something to think about on Halloween. Like I said, scary thoughts. Have a good day. Pinball out.